Last session, uh, page control was covered, right? So in this session, I'm going to start the UDT. Okay. Has some of you already tried to create UDT? Do anyone know what is UDT or not? Anybody?
यस इट्स यूजर डिफाइंड टेबल जब हम उस टेबल जैसा बना के उसमें डाटा फिल करते हैं तो वो
Hmm. Okay. So I think some of them already know what is UDT, but some people doesn't know what is UDT. So I'll have to start from the basics. Okay. So, okay, I'm starting. So, for UDT, first of all, I'll explain what is UDT. So, UDT is called user defined table. It is basically a data table where you fill your data in rows and column format, and you can wire your data in your graphics. Okay, so it is similar to like Excel or Google Sheets. Okay, so you have to create that table and you'll have to fill the data inside the table. Okay, so there is a separate tab of UDT right here. You can see in this interface, this is design tab, this is form, scene editor, and this is UDT tab. Okay, so when you click on this tab, you will see this interface. Okay, so now we to create a UDT. Okay, but first of all, there is one thing that might confuse you guys. Okay, so this is one tab as a UDT you can see, but there are few other like like here you can see this UDT pool. So this is UDT pool. Okay, and here you can see the same icon as well right here. So this is UDT pool as well, but these two pools are same. Okay, you can just open your UDT and change your update your data right here. But while creating a UDT, okay, of course you have the option new UDT right here, but you will get more a detailed option right here when you create a new UDT. So this is the entirely tab dedicated to for the creation of UDT basically. So I'll go to this tab. Okay, so now if I want to create a new UDT, so to create a new UDT, I'll create a new first and select the UDT. Okay, now when I click on UDT, you can see there is a box where I will have to type a name. I'll have to give a name to the UDT which I'm going to create. So I'll type like breaking breaking news sample UDT. Okay. So right now I am creating a standard UDT. What do I mean by standard UDT? You can see some already created templates right here for UDT like breaking news, simple scroller, pie graph, category scroller, bar graph, and all. Okay, so these are already created. Uh, these are just templates of the UDT. You can use those templates as well if you know how to use that UDT. But if you don't know how to use the UDT, if you don't know anything about UDT, then I'll recommend to start by creating a fresh new standard UDT by yourself. Okay, once you understand the concept of UDT, then you will be able to use these sample UDTs as well. Okay, so right now I'm creating a new UDT. I'm not using these templates. I'm creating my own new UDT, fresh new UDT. So I'm selecting standard and gave a name and press OK. Now when I pressed OK, you can see this breaking news sample UDT is now opened here. But I have created nothing, no table, no rows, columns, and nothing. Okay, so that's why the entire interface is empty. But you can see the name. So in this is design tab and this is data entry tab. Both the tabs are empty. Okay, so in this design tab, first of all, I'll have to create a table. You can see the tables written right here. That means this is the column for the tables where you will have to add a table. Okay, but when you add a table, you will see the table right here in this panel. Okay, so how to add a table? You will have to add the table in the design tab and right click, select add table. When you add a table, you can see table one is added here, but the table is right here. You can see this is the table. You can just change the name of the table. I'll change the name of table like breaking news. Okay, that's it. So I have just given a name of this table. Okay, you can give anything name. it should depend on the template for which you are creating the UDT. Like if you are creating a template for a scroller, so you can give the table name as a scroller table, a scroller UDT. Okay. I am just creating a normal lower third band. I'll link the data. I'll wire the data to this lower third band of this UDT data. Okay. So I have given a name called breaking news. So now this area, you can see I have to type something. So what is this? This is a row right here in this table. You can see this as a row. But when I go to data entry tab to enter the data, it will be automatically converted to a column. So basically it looks like this is a row, but this is actually a column. Okay. If I create one column, I'll give a name for news column. In this news column, I'll fill the entire news like 10 news, 15 news, 20 news, whatever. Okay. I have created a news column, and the data type you can see is a string. So of course the news will be the text. So the text, so the data type for the text will be string always. Okay. If you are using something else like numbers, colors, boolean, so we have many more option right here. For color, I'll use color. To give the visibility option, I'll use boolean. To give the like decimal options, I'll use floats. I'll to use the numbers, I'll use integer. For image, I'll use image. For video, I'll use video. So for text, I'll use string. So string is used for the text. Okay. So by default the text string is selected, and this is length 50. That means this is basically the length of like how many characters can you type, okay, in that column. So how many letters you can type. So this is 50. If you want to increase it, just double click and type something else, like I will change it to 100. Also this same length option can be changed from this length option as well. They both are the same. If I change it from here and when I press enter, you can see it is updated right here as well. So they both are the same options. Okay. Now there are many more options like changing the font size, font style. So it is only for this UDT. It will not reflect on the template. Okay. After that, we also have options like data type, display width, name. So data type is a string. This option, display width. So what is display width? Name is the table name. Sorry, the column name, news, and the display width is 250. Display width 250 means the size of the column. Basically, the width. This is the width of the column. So we will see it later. First, I'll go to the data entry part right now. Okay, now in the data entry, you can see the width. This is the width, which was 250. Okay, so this is the width. So if you type something like this long table, this long data, so you can see this is very small. So for that, I can increase the width. On the display width, I'll change it to from 250 to 500 or 600. 500. So it will be double now. Go to data entry, select yes. You can see now the width is increased. Okay, now you can just type anything. Okay, so for example, now I'll type this is this is breaking news data 1. Okay, when I press enter, we have already the option to enter the second data. Sorry, uh, I'll just copy the same data from here and paste it here on the second one, and this will be 2, data 2. I'll press enter again, and now you can see there is another row right here. So you can see this news column which I created here like this. So this is the same column news. When I go to data entry, it is converted into a column like this. Fill the data like this. Data of news 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like this. Okay. So I'll paste the same data here and this will be 3. For sample, I'll fill 5 data for now. 4 and one more. When you press enter, you will have the another row appeared right here. Okay, for the next entry like this. If somehow after pressing the enter you cannot see the update, then you have the refresh button. You can just click on the refresh, it will be updated. Okay. Also, now I am entering the data as normal. Okay, like if you want the RTF option, we have also the RTF option for this as well. You can see the RTF option. You can just enable the RTF option from here. You can use the style bars if you know what is styles. Okay, we have the multi-line option, right to left. You can change the pattern of the text. Okay, Also, uh, if you want to add another column right now, if you in any template, if you are using like the text and the images as well. Okay, for example, in an election template, you are using the data for certain party and you want to add the logo for that party as well. So just right next to the news column, you can add image column like this image. Okay, but the data type is string. So string is for text, but in image, I'll have to use image. So I'll go to this and change it to image. You can see now this is image. And when I go to data entry, press yes. Now you can see there is another column right here for image. And you can see in text, you can enter the data like the text. And here you can see the image icon. This is the preview and this is the browse. When you click, you can see the file folder like this right here. You can select the image and all. Okay. So I'll show you the image part later. But first of all, let's focus on just the data entry only. Okay. Once you understand this text part, I'll show you the image part as well. Okay. Also, if you want to delete any uh, column, so you can just select it and press delete like this. And you can see when you will go to data entry part, you can see the now image column is gone. Okay. Also, if you want to give an option for the user to just yeah, check or uncheck the visibility. Okay. Like we have 10 or 15 data filled in a column. And if you don't want to delete that particular row, you just want to just turn it off, its visibility off, and it will not go on here. For that, we have this visibility option right here. If I use this visibility, you can see this is in the second part, but I want it to be at the first column. So I'll just click it, drag and drop it to the top. Now you can see visibility at the top and news at the bottom. When I go to the data entry, you can see there is an option called visibility. You can just turn it on or off anytime. If it is checked down, that means they all will go on here. And if you turn off like any data, then it will not go on here. Okay, so you can just have this control. Also, we have option to check the timestamp. If you use timestamp like this, that means in timestamp, you can see at what date, at what time the data went on here. You can see the date and timestamp right here. Okay. We also have a status option. If you use the status option, so in data entry, you cannot see anything right here in the status, it will be blank. But when you will use this UDT while firing while going on your on string client, okay. So you will see the color highlight right here. Mm. For example, if you are using the status and this is breaking news 2 data is going on here, that means you will see this will be highlighted as green color. And after that, the third data will be highlighted as yellow color. Yellow color will indicate that this will go on air next, and the green color indicates that it is right now going on air. Okay, so you can check this out on your string client or virtual set application, whatever you are using. Okay, so this happens just because of this status. If you don't use this status, you cannot see that color status option. Okay, if you want to remove it, just select it and press delete from the keyboard. Okay, we have the counter option. Counter is like it gives the control. Uh, like if you want something like this, that you want to uh, fire this template with this data, and if you want to play this fifth data only 2 times, if you're playing, for example, if you're playing in this on a loop, and if you want to play this data only 2 times, then you can just set the counter value to 2 like this. -1 is the default value. That means there is no control. It will keep on playing again and again in loop. But if you give any value like 1, 2, 3, if you give the value like 3, that means it will go on here 3 times only. If you set this value to 5, that means this data will go on here 5 times only. Okay, so these all things you can use in a UDT. So now you have seen what this type of UDT looks like. So if you now when you will use the sample UDTs which is already created, then you will see these options like the visibility option, timestamp, status, and counter in these options. Okay. So it's up to you basically. If you want to use these options, you can have it, or you can just not use it or delete it. Okay. To delete it, just select this option and press delete from the keyboard. So for example, there is no use of counter. I don't want to use the counter right now. I don't need it. So I'll just delete it like this. I deleted it. Okay. I don't want the timestamp. Okay. I will just delete the timestamp. like this. Now if I go to data entry, now you will see only the visibility and status option and the data entry option, like this. Okay. Now my basic UDT is created. Okay. Now I want to use my use this UDT in my template. Okay. I want to wire these data in my template, and let's see how this works. So in the previous class, you guys learned how to use page control. So in page control, what happens basically is when you fire a template, you will see the first entry first. After that, with an out animation, the first entry will go out, and on the same template, the second entry comes. Similarly, the third entry, the fourth and fifth. It will depend on how many page you have created for the page control in the form. Okay, so in this, with the help of this UDT, we can also use such kind of template as well. We can also achieve such type of thing as well with the help of UDT. Okay, so now I have created a UDT. You can just save the UDT, or when you go to the design tab, this UDT gets saved automatically. You don't need to save it manually. Okay, so now I'm on the design tab. Let's just create a basic band like this. I'll give a color like this. Now I'll use a text. Okay, change it to bold, and this is just a sample text. Now let's just give a simple animation. After that, we will see how we wire the data with the UDT and use it as a page control. So let's just give a simple animation to the band. I'll select the rectangle, enable the auto key, and I want to rotate it 360-degree after 15 frames. 360. So it is not look. So you need to enable the two-sided option since this is a 2D rectangle. Okay, I'll also give the visibility on off option as well in this. Okay, this was just a very basic animation. I'll give animation to the text as well. I'll select the text. I'll use the default preset of the animation text from my library. I'll use the in and out animation. So let's just select this first animation and apply. Now you can see the key is applied right here on the text. That means there is an animation in the text now, like this. This was in animation, and after some time there was an out animation. So I want my text to be little faster. So what can we do? I'll just select the last keyframe of this text animation and I'll just drag it like this. Now it will be a little bit faster, like this. Now the text came and it went out. So I'll have to put a pause infinite. Now the text appeared properly right here. On then on this 50th frame, I'll give a pause infinite. Okay. Now it is stuck right here. So this was a pause infinite on the default so that I'll have to release it manually using this play button again like this. Okay. So let's wire the data now. This is just a sample text. So I'll use my UDT data. So you can see in the variable sheet, we also have the UDT option right here. We'll have to import the UDT which I have created. Click on this UDT and you will see the browse option. Click on the browse. You can search your UDT from this list if there are too many in the list. So I'll type the name. It was breaking, and on which day I have created. This is 2/5/2024. This one. I'll click on this one and press OK. Now you can see the UDT is open right here. Now there are few things you'll have to keep on mind while using this UDT in your template. Okay, so this option is basically row per page. Okay, so you'll have to keep in mind what is row per page. Okay, so right now by default it is set to 5. 5 means row per page 5. That means the 5 data will appear at the same time on your screen. Okay, so but in this template my requirement is at one time only one data will come, and the second data will come only when the first one goes out. Okay, when the first one goes out, the second data will come. It will stay for 3 to 4 seconds. Where after that it will go out. Then the third data will come. Where it will go out after 3 to 4 seconds. Then the fourth will come, and then the fifth one, like the page control. Okay. So at one time, we'll have to see only one data. So in this case, row per page will be one. Okay. There will be only one row at a time. Okay. So row per page is one. And now if you want to play the entire data in a loop, you have the loop option. You can just enable the loop. If you don't want to play the entire data in a loop, just disable it. Okay. So right now I'm disabling it. Okay. We have 5 data. Press OK. Now after pressing OK, you can see UDT is added in our variable sheet. Now this was the breaking news table where I had entered the data, entire data. So when I click right here like this, you can see the news. But you can see only one news because I had selected row per page as one. Okay, if I do it like this, if I change the row per page 1 to 5 and press OK, you will see the entire 5 news right here. Okay, but we need one data at a time. So row per page 1 will be the good choice. Okay, row per page 1. Now you can see only one data at a time. The second data will be in the next page. You can see the breaking news data 2. When go to the next page, you can see the breaking news data 3. So that means at one time you can see only one data in your template as well. Okay. So I have to wire this data in this template to this text. So select this text, select this UDT data and just drag and drop it like this on the text right here, wire. Now you can see it is green color. That means it is wired and you can see the data is updated in the template as well. Okay. So when I queue and play it, you can see this is breaking news data 1. But after that, what happens? It will be stuck in on the pause. Okay. So you'll have to release it like this. Now it went out. Now what next? What about the next data? What about the breaking news 2? Then what about the breaking news 3, 4, and 5? Okay. So for that, we have to use one action called record move. Okay. With the help of record move, we can achieve that functionality like we use for the page controller. Okay. After the first data, the second will come, within third will come, the fourth will come. So where do we add the record move? So what is record move? Record move, as the name suggests, it basically moves the record. Record is the data in your list in the UDT. It will move it like it will go out and it will move it to the first frame again and it will come out with the fresh new data, the next data. Then again it will go out, it will come out again with the next data, breaking news data 3. It will go out, then it will come again with this on the same template as breaking news data 4 and then 5, 6, 7, no matter how many data you have in the list. Okay, so this is achieved only with the help of record move. Okay, so where do we apply the record move? Of course, it will be applied when this first data goes out like this. Now, at the 79, sorry, on the 80th frame, the entire data is gone. So on the 80th frame, on this default, I'll go to control, add, and add an action called record, sorry, record move. I'll select record move. In the record move, I'll have to select the target. Okay, the target will be the UDT from where the data is coming. In this UDT, I'll select this breaking news column where the entire data is listed. Okay, where the entire data is stored. So now the target is selected. Okay, and we have to one option called next previous page. So it is basically next means when you apply record move, the next data will come again and again. If you use previous option, that means the previous data will come. After the second or third data, when you use record move, it will show the previous data, the second data, then after that first data. It will go in the reverse order. And in this page option, you have the control the to jump to the specific number of page, like the specific number of data. From one, if you want to jump to the fifth data directly or the sixth data directly, you can use the page number directly like this. Select the page number. But right now, for normal uses, normal cases, we generally use next data. Okay, these options is used in the specific circumstances. Okay, so right now we are using next, and these cases are success and failure. Success says that means yes, we have more data in the UDT. Please show them. And failure says no, we don't have any more data. Just stop the template. Okay, so in our situation in this template, of course, we have more data. We have 4 or 5 data, I think. Yes, we have total 5 data. So I want to show all the 5 data. So I'll use success in this case. I'll select success, and in success I will use an action called play. Play means in play I'll say to default I'll say to default that play the entire template from. If we play default from 0, of course the entire template will play from 0 if you are using any action on default. So I am playing the default from 0 again because our animation is starting from 0. That's why I have used from 0. Okay. Now play is added in the success. Now click on exit switch case and press add. Now you can see record move is added right here. Now you can just close this. Now you can see the green key right here added on this 80th frame. That means the record move is added. Now if this slider goes to this, it will show the next data again. Okay, like this. Let's see. Cue and play. You can see the first data right here. If I release the pause, it will go to 80 and there will be a record move. You can see now there is a second data, basically breaking news 2. I'll release it again. Now you will see breaking news data 3. After that, this is breaking news data 4. And after that, this is breaking news data 5. Similar, very similar to page control. Okay. Now I am using this play button again and again to release the pause. If you don't want to do it, if you want to give the time pause, you can just modify the pause, go to pause and disable the infinite, and in second give the option like 2 to 3 seconds. I want to I want the template to be stopped to 3 seconds, and after that it will show the next data. Then I'll press update. Now I'll cue and play and I'll do nothing. It will stuck, and after 3 seconds the pause will be released automatically like this, and it will show the second data 2. After 3 seconds it will be released again. Yes, and you can see now there will be data 3. So it is very convenient to use. And what is the plus point for using this is you don't need to create a complex form for the data entry. Okay, you just created a UDT, wire the data, and in the form you need to just give a UDT option. Okay, so I'll go to the form now. In the form, uh, I want to give the just UDT update option, so I can just create a unified form right here. I'll right click and convert it to unified. In unified, you can see the both player and the data entry are in the same tab. Okay, that means this player and the data entry box are in the same tab. Earlier, they both are in a separate tab, different tab. Now this is the UDT I had created. I'll just drag and drop it right here in the form. Just delete it, and this is the UDT. This looks like a button. If you click on this one, it will expand and open the entire UDT. Okay, so let's see how this looks like. You can just place it anywhere. You can just increase the size like this. Okay, you can just go to the font option. You can just modify the fonts like this. Now I have given a UDT button. So how this works, when you will open the string client or dataverse, or just you can just run the form right here as well from here. Press yes, save the scene like this. Now you can see the form is opened right here. Now when you will click, you can see when my mouse is on this button, you can see it is highlighted like this, the blue color, the blue border. When I click on this one, you can see the entire UDT is open. Now you can just click and edit, delete, or whatever you want to do in your data. It will be updated on here directly. You can use this visibility on off option like this. If I turn off these two data, then these two data will not go on here. After the first data, it will jump directly to the fourth one and then the fifth one. Whenever you turn it on again, it will again go to on air. Okay, like this. So this is how the form we create for in the case of UDT. Okay, there is one more option for UDT. If you don't want this button looking form, if you want the form to be directly opened right here in this form, then you can do that as well. You can just select this, and there is an option here called embedded. This is false. If you enable this embedded option, now you will see the tab like this. The button will be gone and the entire tab will be here. Now run form again like this. You can see there is no button. The entire UDT is open directly right here like this. You can just enter the data add a data, delete a data, whatever you want to do it, you can just do the data entry directly from here. There is no button. Okay, so you saved one step right here. Earlier you need to click on this button, then there will be a UDT open right here, and then you can edit. Now the UDT is directly open right here. You don't need to click on something else. So this is just, you need to just create this type of form while using UDT. Okay, so this is different from page controller, but you can achieve the same functionality with this as well. Not just with the UDT, but also with the help of record move. UDT plus record move. With UDT, you will link the data from UDT, and with the help of record move, you can use the second record or third record, the next record basically, like this. Similarly, you can create different types of UDT. Different UDTs are used in like scrollers, category scrollers, bar chart, pie graph, like this. In this cases, we used, and in like lower thirds, full frame, stop bands as well, we use UDT. So right now we saw how we use this UDT in a normal template, lower third template. Similarly, you can use the same functionality in a top band, the full frames as well. But in case of scrollers, there are different functionality. Okay, we use a few more things while creating a scroller with UDT. Okay, so in next class we will see how we use UDT in while creating a scroller. But in this class we will see how we create bar, pie, and use UDT for the data linking in bar, graph, or pie charts. Okay, so one more thing. Right now we saw how many data we can also update the data directly right here. Go to this UDT pool, and you can just open the UDT directly from here, or just click on this UDT like this and just drag and drop it inside this pool. This UDT will be open. You can just check, update your data right here as well directly. Okay. Now in this UDT, I have not enabled the loop option. So that's why after the fifth data is finished, you will see it will be blank because there is no sixth data. There is only five data. So if we want to play these five data in a loop again and again, so you need to just enable that loop option inside the UDT. Now you can see the third data. After that, this fourth data will come. After that, this data will come. The fifth one. And after that, there is no data. So you will not see any data right here. Now you can see it is blank. There is nothing because there is no data. So if I want to play this five data in a loop, go right click, edit, and enable the loop. Okay. Now you will see. Let's see if I turn off the fifth one, fourth one, and the third one as well. Only the first two will play. You can see the second one. After that, it will jump to the first one again because I have played the loop. Now you can see the first one came again. So these two will keep on playing again and again in a loop like this. Enable this, the third one. Now you will see the third one as well. You can see the third one. Now if I change the data to fourth one to like 44444, enter, but it is turned off. It will not play until I turn it on. So now I have turned it on. Now you will see after the third data, this data. I'm showing this that how instantly the UDT update works. Now you can see the data which I updated right here. So this is very simple and easy to use. Okay. So you can anytime just delete your data, update your data, edit, just do anything in your UDT and it will be updated real time like this. If you want to turn off the loop, you can just turn off the loop from here and press OK and just save the template. Okay, so this is how we create a simple UDT and use that UDT in our template. Okay, now let's see something else. Like yes, I in the beginning I told you I'll show you how to use the images as well. Like we can use the color option, we can use the image option, we saw the visibility option, we saw the data entry option. So there is many more we can do with the UDT. So let's see if I add a like image option right here. I want to add an image of someone as well. Okay, So let's take a uniform material and apply it to it right here like this. I'll go to the image texture and let's see in extra if I have any person's image. So there is few image. Okay, let's use this one for now. Okay, so this is a PNG image, so I'll just disable the opacity. So turn off the opacity completely to 0 like this. So I'll have to create a image column in the Udity as well if I want to use this functionality. So I'll go to Udity and in data design, I'll add another column called img image. Okay, its data type will be changed to image as well like this. Okay, now go to data entry. Now you can see the image column. I'll add the first image for the first data, second in the for the second data, third for the third like this. I'll go here, go to was 3D, textures. Mm, like basketball team. Let's see what is here. Okay, there are few player images right here. So I will use the first one in the first, the second one in the second, third one in the third, fourth one in the fourth, and another one. Okay, just select any image. Okay, turn it on as well. Now I have added 5 images for these 5 data. Okay, go to the design. Now when you update in your data from here, when you update the data in the UDT from here, when you make any changes in the UDT from here, then after going into the design, you need to do one thing to update the data here as well. Right now you can see there is no image column right here. Okay, so you need to just update it. So how you can update the UDT? Just right click, edit, and now you can see the image column is added right here. You need to just press OK, and you can see it's updated. The image column is added right here as well. Okay. So now I will wire this image on this image. So this was just a sample image. Okay, I have used to show you. Now in this image file path, I'll select this data and wire it on the file name like this. Now you can see the data from the UDT is right here. Okay, so but there is no animation in this band. So what I will do is I'll just select this rectangle and copy the animation of this band. I'll copy the animation and paste the animation on this band. So they both will have the same animation like this. You can see the first data right here. When the second data will come, the image will change as well. Now you can see the image is changed like this. Okay. So this is how you can update your data, image or videos, color, everything can be updated with the UDT. Okay. If you want to give a color option as well, of course you can do it. So for this, just go to the UDT tab. You need to add another column called color like this, but the data type will not be string since this is a color. So the data type will be color. Okay. Now go to the data entry tab, press yes. Now you will see there is a color tab, the color column right here as well. Okay. So in this UDT, I have given a separate color column. That means you can see the color values for every respective rows. That means when the data changes from 1 to 2, its color might change to these colors as well, which I will select right here. So for the first data, I will select the color of the band should be, let's do it for red. It will be green for the second data. It will be blue for the third, gray for the fourth, and purple, pink for the fifth data. Okay. Now I'll go to design tab. Similarly, I'll have to update my UDT. Right click, edit, and press OK to update it. Now you can see it is updated. The color tab is added right here. Now in the rectangle, this is the rectangle. Okay. This is the color, and I'll just drag and drop this color to this like this. Okay. Now the color is wired. You can see the green color, the color value, and here this is highlighted with green, that means it is wired. Now when I cue and play it, now you can see the band, color, the data and the image, all three of them will change. You can see it is updated. For the third data, it will be again the different value. You can see. So there are many more options in the UDT you can still do. Okay, you can use videos as well. So to process to use the videos is exactly similar to the image. You need to just use a video texture. Okay, you need to remove the image and you need to add this video texture from here. And in UDT, your data type will be video. Image change the name to video and the data type will be video like this. And you can use the videos as well. You need to wire the video path to this file name path similarly to the image option like this. So this is how you can use UDT. If you want to delete the color, just select the color from this table and delete it. The color part will be removed. Okay, go to design and update the UDT. Sorry. Okay, now it is updated. Okay, now it is gone. Now the color tab is deleted. Now you can see I have wired it. I had wired it and now deleted later. So the entire color is gone. So you need to just fix it again. You can see the color is gone, but it is still showing the green color. I will just go to interpolator, wire and remove the wiring and give a normal color. You can apply a different materials as well like this. With the help of materials as well, you can fill the color. The text is overlapping with the band, so you just use the Z order option and bring it in front of the band like this. Now you can see the color is not changing. So make sure while creating the template that everything you will have to think earlier before creating the template and the UDT as well. Everything clear until now? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this part is clear. So we'll move forward and we will see how we use the Pi objects. Okay. So we will use the same UDT in the Pi objects as well. So in the Pi object, we can use the Pi bar and different types of basically like when I use pi, you can see in the object type like the contiguous, discrete and bar. Okay, in contiguous, this is the typical the pie chart you see everywhere. And in the contiguous, sorry, in the discrete, you will see this type of circular rings like this. Okay, if I change it to like bar, you will see the bar. So we don't need to create anything manually now. So right now we can use just only one pi object and we can just change it to like bar, discrete or anything. Okay, but the value can be used with the same UDT in all the cases. So I'll just turn it off or I will just use that new scene. Okay, so that you guys don't get confused. I'll create a new scene. So in this new scene, I'll show you from the very start. This is a pi object. Okay, so it will look like this with the default value you can see right here. Okay, so you can just change the width, size, anything. So this is pi. You can just change the inner and outer radius like this. Okay, just increase the radius like this. Okay, you can change the position and all, but right now I'll not change the position. Okay, I'll show it later. Now we have this pi angle option. So this is a complete 360-degree pi. If you want to use a like 180-degree pi or with a different angle like this, you can just change it to like this. So this is semi pi. Okay, you can see the data is still the same. When I create a 90-degree angle pi, you can see there is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data. And if I create like 180-degree pi, you can see there is still 5 data. And in case of 360, okay, you can still see there are 5 data. So data will not change. Okay, data will still be the same no matter how what is the angle. It will not depend on the angle. Okay. After that, the pi start position, you can just change the offset like this. You can, if you want to change the color values, if you want to rotate the values. So using this pi start option, you can just rotate the values like this. You can see, you can just rotate it. If you want the yellow color to start from here, you can just do it. You can just change it anytime. To reset the value, just click on these options. Just right click, not the left click. Okay. Right click on any up or down arrow, it will reset the default value. Okay. Now we have the slice offset option. Slice offset is basically like you can see there is no gap between the slices. So you can just give an offset like this. This is basically a gap between the slices. Okay. Now we have the pi direction. So this will this is clockwise direction. If you change the direction to counterclockwise CCW, you can see it is inverted like a mirrored image like this. Okay, this will be just the opposite rotation order. So you can just set it to clockwise again. Segments are 6. In on with the value 6, you can see a complete circle, but if you decrease it, it will look like this. If you increase it too much, there will not very much difference. So at 5 to 6 value, you can achieve a complete circular pie like this. Okay. Two-sided means like since it is a 2D object, when you rotate it, when you flip it, you cannot see the back part. So you need to enable the two-sided option to see the back part as well. Okay. After that, to make it like extra smooth, or if you want to achieve different pattern, so if you increase it too much or decrease it too much, you can see a different type of shape like this. You can see. So there is no use to create something like this. If you want to create something like this, then you can just play with the values. Otherwise, just the value 0 is perfect. Okay. After that, the most important part, the data inside the pie. Okay. Like how many slices you want, which color you want. Okay. What value you want. So everything will be decided right here in the pie data. Okay. So of course, you can just do it manually with the manual data entry, and you can use the UDT as well to change the data. Okay, so first I'll show the manual option. After that, we will see how it works in case of UDT. Okay, so I'll go to Pi data. Now you can see the values right here, the color values, the number of slice, the visibility, and the value, everything. Okay, so if I change the number of slice option to 5 to 4 and press preview, you can see there are only 4 slices. If I change it to 3, preview, you can see there are only 3 slices. Okay, so let's change it to 4 for now. We have the value option. You can see the equal values in every slices because the values are 100 in each. Okay. If I change the values, like it will be 78, it will be 30, it will be 57, and it will be 10 like this. Now when I click on the preview, you can see the values are changed according to the value I have set right here. If you want to change the color as well, you can just change the colors like this. Okay, it should be green, and this yellow part will be purple. Now when I click on preview, you can see the color values are changed as well. So this is the offset option. Okay, if you increase it from here, you can see I am just changing the offset value for only one slice, so you cannot see much of the difference. Let's try to do it from here. Okay, now you can see. So this is the distance offset basically. When I increase it too much, you can see this slice is somewhere else, this is somewhere else, this is somewhere else. Okay, you can just reset it anytime. If you accidentally change it to like something that you don't want to achieve, just set it to 0 and preview. Okay, you will see the value will update only when you will click the preview or OK. Okay, preview is just for preview. If you click on preview, it will be updated. But when you close it without pressing OK, then it will not be saved. So you need to press OK as well if you want to save the data, which you have changed it right here. Okay. After that, this was the manual option I showed you. Okay. But we can link the UDT as well. You can see this variable sheet like right here, like the local option, predefined global and every option right here, which you see in the variable sheet. Okay, this local, global, and these options. Okay, so in UDT, of course, in case of UDT, it will be here in the local, but you need to import a UDT first. Right now in variable sheet, you can see there is no UDT. Okay, so first you need to import a UDT. So I think I have one UDT already created. So I'll just go to the UDT tab right here, browse, and I will just type pi. I have already showed you how to create a UDT, so there is no need to create again and again. This is just the same thing. I'll select the pi UDT. Okay, now you can see I have created the visibility. I've given a visibility option. I have created a column for the party names for the election, like BJP, Congress, AAP, and others. The seat option and the color option. Okay, and I'll press OK. I can show you in detail right here as well. I'll just close UDT and open the same UDT I opened there. I will type pi. Now you can see in this table we have visibility, party name, which will be the text. That means the data type will be string. Seats will be the numbers, so it will be integer. The data type will be integer. Okay, in case of numbers, and the color for the color. Okay. Now go to the data entry. You can see the visibility option, the party names, the seat numbers, and the color for the party. Okay. So this is very simple UDT. I'll go to the design tab. I have imported the same UDT right here as well. So in the earlier template, I showed you what is the use of row per page. So in the previous template, at one time, I need to show only one data at a time. That's why I had set the row per page as one. But on this pie or bar, whatever it is, you can see I have to show every data at the same time. Okay, so you need to count the number 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 datas. That means the row per page should be one. Sorry, the row per page should be 4. Also, if you have to change the data again and again, that there is not a certainty that you might need to change the data, like add another party or delete some party. So it will vary again and again. So you need to just select all in that case. Just select all and press OK. Okay, now we have the data. We have the UDT in our scene. Now when I go to the party data, in the local, you will see the UDT tab. Now, earlier it was not available right here. Now we have the UDT option. I'll expand it. You can see the data and you can see this. We need to map these data with this data. Okay, you can see the visibility option here and here as well. You can see the value. We have the values right here as well. We have colors and we have the colors as well. But in this pie, there is no need of this. Sorry, there is no need of this party name. Okay, we cannot see party name right here on this pie. So we will create a different table where we will wire our text data, the party name on that table. Okay, we'll show this data on a table, not on this pie. So on this pie, we need only the visibility, seats, and color. Only these three options. We don't need the visibility as well because visibility is already right here. So we don't need this visibility. There is no sense for that. So how to map this? I will just select this spy data from the utility and drag and drop it on this table like this. But you need to match it properly. On the visibility, we need to select none. Now the visibility is okay. In the value option, you need to select the seats. Seat was the value. Okay. Number of seats was the value. So I need to select seat. In the color, I'll select the color. And offset, I don't need offset. So I will just select none in the offset. Rest of them will be like this. That's it. Okay. Preview and okay. Now you can see this is the data of our UDT. The color of this Congress party, BJP party, AAP and others. Okay. I can show you how to update the data real time as well. This is the UDT pool. I will open the same UDT right here in this pool. And when I turn off any party, you can see now there are only 1, 2, 3 slices. If I turn it off the app, you can see there are only 2 slices. Turn it on, you can see how quickly it updates. Okay, if I change the values like this, you can see the values are updated immediately like this. Okay, if you want to change the color like this, I don't want to use the gray, or if I want to use the darker gray like this, you can see that color is updated as well. So this is how you can use the UDT in such case. Okay, so UDT is very easy and user friendly to use. Now we saw how we use UDT in case of this pie chart or bar. So let's see how we change the pie to bar or something else. After that, we will see how we convert this 2D pie to a 3D pie. Okay, so right now this object type is contiguous. If I change it to discrete, you will see this circular looking pie. Okay, like this. Okay, you can just change the inner or outer radius to change the look and feel like this. If you want to change it to like bar graph, change it to bar. So in var we have different values like bar width, bar height. So we need to play with the values right here. We need to change the width of the bar like this. We need to change the height of the bar like this. Okay. If you can see the bar is sorry, the bar is connected with each other. So we need to give an offset, slice offset like this. So you can give an offset like this. Okay, like this. You can change the position. So there is no animation right now. We can also give the animation as well. Okay. So in this case, there is an option called animation effects. Okay. So I'll cue it. Okay. Now enable the auto. You will use this option, element animation. Okay. But you need to first select this align option, animate from start, animate from mid, or animate from end. So let's see how it looks when I use animate start. Okay. This is the offset option. Go to this. Okay. On the first frame, the and overlap will be, let's see, 0.20. The minimum value will be 0 and the maximum value will be 1. Okay, from 0 to 1. So we need to give the values in decimals. 0.20, and after 20 frames, it will be 0.20. Okay. Now we have an animation. Okay. Of course, now I haven't animated the height yet, so you will use the second option now. At the first frame, the height will be 0. Oh, sorry, not in the minus, on the 0. Okay, just type it manually 0. And on the 20th frame, the height will be to the maximum like the 100. Okay, now this is the simple animation. Okay, like this. It will all depend on the this value, the offset. If I give the offset value to like 0.90, like this, I'll go to the last frame and I'll have to change the value to the last frame as well. 0.90, like this. Now you can see all the bars came at this almost at the same time because it is closer to 1. Okay. If it is closer to 0, then you will see the proper offset. Like the first one will come, then the second one will come, the third and the fourth one. Okay. You can also play with the number of frames. So this is a little bit slower. If you want to make it fast, just select the last keyframe and drag it to the 10th frame. Now this animation is of 10 frames only, so it will be a little bit faster. Okay, I'll change the offset again to 0.20 to this 0.20. Okay, now you can see it will look like this. So if I have given the animation and now I turn this bar to a pi, then what will happen? Let's see. If I change it to pi, now you can see the values were set according to the bar. Now it will look like this. If I convert it directly to pi, now we'll have to change the values again, but we don't need to configure the UDT again. Okay, the UDT is already mapped, their values will be same, but the look and feel will change a little bit. So you need to fix it from these values. Okay, sorry, what I made a mistake. I forgot to disable the auto, so and change the values. You can see now the keys are added. So I'll just undo it, disable it, and change the values like this. So keep in mind while doing this mistake. So every time when you are finished with the animation, just please turn it off. Otherwise, you will create a random key anyway. Now you can see the animation. It will look like this in case of pi. Okay. So this was the animation from start. If I use it from end, it will give the opposite effect like this. If I use the animation from mid like this, it will happen from the middle like this. So it is looking a little bit weird because the animation is too fast. Okay, let's make it a little bit slow. Okay, so it's up to you what kind of animation you want to create. You need to just play with the values and you can just achieve a certain type of result by yourself. Now, let's see how we can create a 3D version of this pie. So I will use an extension called like extrude or bevel. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have the extrude as well as the bevel option as well. So let's for now, let's just take a extrude. In the extrude, I will select the source shape as the pie, this pie. Now we'll see another 3D object of this pie. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just turn this pie off. And in this extrude option, we have the option called inherit source color. Since this 3D object doesn't have any color, so I will just enable the inherit source color means the source is my pie, the original pie. And on that pie, of course, we have color. So if I enable this inherit source color, you can see the colors in this pie, but the colors are still not proper. That's because of this standard material we are using. Since this is a 3D object, we have used the standard materials, and in the standard materials, we have reflections like the shine, the glossiness, everything. So I can fix it. I'll go to this standard material and I'll control the shiny part like this. Also a little bit like this. Okay, you can see how it works. You can just play with the values. Now we have the pi. Okay, the same 2D pi is now converted into 3D pi. Okay, you can see this, it was 2D and this is 3D. Okay, so now you can just play with the values anytime if you don't want to make this level extrude. So you can just play with the values like this. Okay, it will be a little bit flat. If you want to change the position, you can just change the position now like this. You can rotate it like this. Okay, if you want to create a data table like let's see, I want the party names right here. So I'll use a 3D text. Okay. I think the design part is already cleared. Like you guys already know how to create tile and table text. So you can just do the design part. I'll show you just the uh, data wiring part right here. Okay. So this is the first data. I'll create two more copies. Sorry, we have four data total. So I'll create three more copies. I'll shift click on the object and create three more copies right here. Okay. In the translation value, let's give value to 50 or 100. Okay. In Y, I'm giving the offset translation to Y, 100 and create. Oh, now if I use positive value, it will go like this. So I'll use it. I'll use the negative value. First, I'll revert it, use the negative value and create again. Now you can see it is like this. Okay. Now I have successfully created multiple copies. I'll wire this UDT, this data to this data. First of all, I'll select the text one and I'll wire this BJP text over here. Select second one. I'll wire the Congress text to this like this. Select the third one up like this. Select the fourth one, others, wire like this. Okay, if you want to align it in a way like this, like select all the text, go to the horizontal alignment and select left. Now all the data, all the text are left aligned. Okay, if you want the seat values as well, so I will just create group, and I'll create a copy of this group. Okay, I'll just use it like this, and I'll rewire the entire text with this number now. I'll select the number, this wire. Okay, you can use numeric text as well. I am just wiring it to free text for now, but you can use the numeric text as well. Okay, if you want to use the numbers only, but you can just wire with the free text as well. Oh, sorry, I wired with the same data again. Second one will be this. Okay, third one will be this, and the fourth one will be this. Okay, just place it a little bit here. Okay, if we want the color option for the indication, we can of course do that as well. So let's just make it like 50-50. 50 will be the width and 50 will be the height, and just place it right here. It's still too big. I'll just make it smaller like this. 35. Now I'll create multiple copies for this as well. Copy, shift click on object, and I will create four more. Sorry, three more. Sorry, three. And same, I'll use -100 value. Rate. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now we have this indication. I'll create a separate group for the indications as well. Now I need to wire this rectangle with this color. The BJP color will be this wire, rectangle 2, wire, rectangle 3, wire, rectangle 4, wire. Okay, you can see the data like this. So this is how you can create a pie chart bar graph. Okay, when I update my data now, you can see this data will update, the data will update inside this pie as well as this legend table as well. If I change the name to others, for example, if I change it to like OTHHH, you can see it is updated immediately like this. If I change the color values or the number values from 43 to like 3 only, you can see the data that it is updated right here and here as well. If I change the color for uh, like this, now you can see the color is updated at the same time in both the option as well. So yes, that's it. This is how you create pie chart or bar graph. So to make it much better, you can just add a reflection on the floor. So just create a floor, set the width to like 1920. If you guys already know how to create a reflection on the floor, it's good. Otherwise, you can just watch it carefully. I'm showing this again how to create reflection on the floor. Okay, I am creating just a simple floor. I've created a rectangle with a 1920 1080 width and height. I rotate it to 90 degree like this and place it right here. Okay, pie is very big, so I will just change it like this. Okay, now I'll create a main group of the entire thing. Okay, just leave the floor outside. Okay, floor will be outside the main group. I'll select every object except the floor. Control G, group main, group main. Okay, now we have a floor. Also, we need option called deflector plane. Deflector plane basically create a mirrored image of that particular object. Okay, as a reflection. So it helps in creating such things. So I'll use a option called deflector plane, but the deflector plane should be aligned on the floor. Okay, so otherwise, either you can just align it manually like this, or just rotate it and place it downwards like this. So it will take too much time. So I will not do such thing. I will do like this. I will just copy this transformation from this L looking shape right here. Just drag and drop it on the deflector plane. Now you can see it is aligned perfectly on the rectangle. You can see when I turn it on or off, it is right here. Okay. So I have deflector plane now. I'll just turn it off. Okay. Now I will go to this rectangle. I'll create a material, apply it to the rectangle. And to create reflection, I need a render texture. Okay. I'll use a render texture. So render texture means whatever you are seeing on the viewport is basically being rendered on the viewport. Okay, so I want the same rendering option to happen on this floor as well, so that it will look like a copy. That means it will look like a reflection of that particular object. Okay, so this is a render texture. I'll just drag and drop it as a texture on this uniform material. Now the reflection, while creating a reflection, make sure this X mode is on. Okay, now go to the reflection option in the parametrics, enable the reflection option, select the mirror plane as the deflector plane, as I told you earlier. Select the deflector plane as the mirror plane. Now that's it. Just go to the main group because we want to see the reflection of the entire object at this floor. So I'll select the entire group, right click in the render option. Back buffer means it is now being rendered at the viewport. If I enable the render texture as well, that means it will be visible as at the viewport as well as on that plane as well, the floor. Okay, just click outside. Now you can see the reflection right here. Just select the entire group and place it little bit downwards like this. You can see the reflection. Okay, but the reflection is too much crisp, so it is not looking very natural. So I'll go to the material. I'll just decrease the opacity a little bit like this. You can increase the MIP value to make it little bit blurry. Okay, of course it will depend on the material, what kind of material you are using to create your floor. If you are using wooden material, of course the reflection will be very less. Okay, if you are using glass material, of course the reflection will be too much, too high. Okay, so it will depend on your floor. So now you can see the reflection. Okay. So that's it for today. I think you need to practice these today, and we will cover the next part in the next class, next session. Okay, we will see how we create scrollers. Okay, in the next session. Any question? Everything clear? Hello?
Yes, I think everything clear. Let us practice some.
Yes, yes, sure, sure, definitely. So I'll share the recording on the group. Okay, or you will have the recording on the group as well. Support team will share it on the group. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
I have a question actually. Can I share my screen?
Okay, regarding this topic or something else?
Yes, about this pie diagram.
Okay, okay. Okay, you can share your screen.
Yes.
I'm a st Let me just stop my screen.
Hello. Can you see
Mm-hmm.
my screen?
Just give me a moment. Wait. Share it. Yes, I can see.
Okay. Uh, it's a file actually. One opening with VLC. See.
VLC. It is a video
Yes.
file.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So okay. Uh, you can see the animation. First, the
Okay.
glass material is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Next, one by one, every color with proper texture actually.
Mm-hmm.
Can
So,
we make? Actually, I tried to make this file in new version, but this kind of texture is not happening.
so you want to learn how we create this animation.
Yes,
So
and it actually this I want this shiny texture. Actually, we are decreasing the shine part in new version, but
so
I want this.
you have to create such type of glassy looking material first. Okay.
Yes,
So I think you already know how to create materials and textures, how to use
yes,
those
yes,
options. So you need to
yes.
create a glass material. Okay. After that,
Okay,
now if you talk about the pie animation, it is, you can see first of all this color comes, after that the second color, then third and the fourth,
Yeah.
fifth, like this. So
Yes.
it totally depends on the offset. Now if I share my screen, I'll show you it.
Okay.
You can see I have created this. You can see there is offset. In your pie there was no offset. So if I just go to my pie and in the slice offset I'll set it to 0 first. Okay, now you can see
Mm.
animation is little bit fast, but the same, this animation is same like yours.
Okay.
Now what I will do is just I will just increase the frames little bit like this to make it slow little bit like this, and I'll just
Okay.
rotate it like this. I'll just select my pie. So this is extrude basically. I'll have to select this extrude and I
Mhm.
will just rotate it like this. You
Yes.
can see. So this is how you can achieve those results. You need to just play with the options and the values. Okay. You need to
Okay.
play with
Okay.
the offset values little bit. Okay. So
Okay.
you can
Okay.
create anything.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I think that's
Okay.
it for today. Just practice those lessons and we'll cover the rest of the part in the next session. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.